Today's sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today, we've got a Week 13 matchup for you here between the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills. The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. Now, this thing gets marked where it went out of bounds, so they're going to have really good starting field position near midfield. Inside handoff. And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Well, these two teams hooking up for the second time this year. They first met back in October, Week 7. And it was the Bills winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here in Buffalo.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. From midfield, here's Allen. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Now Allen. And that will be incomplete. So 0 for 2 throwing the football and a very quick 3 and out to start the game.
Look, stats are going to be decided as the game goes on. The bottom line is that's not the quick start that every team looks for when they begin a game.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken just outside the 20-yard line. Just a 25-yard punt. Not what he was hoping for by any stretch. And the Patriots take over. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Well, you know, Charles, for this defense, look, it's no secret. You're facing a team that is really, really struggling. They haven't won in what seems like forever, but sometimes a desperate team can be a dangerous team, right?
You're exactly right about that, but they shouldn't be. When they're on that type of a losing streak, it's incumbent upon you to take charge of this game early and not give them any reason to hope. Get out and attack them and make sure you knock them back on their butts.
On play action, they'll throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. 19 yards that time for number 19.
Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Well, this defense very strong in that victory from a week ago.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving.
First down, and they go back to Harris. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
In motion, the tight end. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
And that'll be complete to Stevenson.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 31-yard line. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
We got to like what you're seeing from this offense here on the first drive. A nice, sustained series to begin the game, and it will continue after picking up another first there.
Would you say the word methodical comes to mind? I love the execution. I love what they're doing on this drive. They're controlling the ball, controlling the game, controlling the clock.
He'll get it to the 23-yard line. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 23-yard line.
They'll run again with Harris. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped him. Marked that down for a win in the defense's column.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Patriot touchdown. Damian Harris, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Patriots will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon.
The losing streak had taken on a life of its own, and I think it infiltrates a team when you're on that much of a slide. But this group has managed to focus, come out early, and put a touchdown on the board. They look like they mean business in this one.
They do. Now the key, holding on to that attitude, because, man, that streak has been a struggle for them. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
And you figure this should be a healthy, arrested, a focused unit, and they're working on a good winning streak. They had the week off last week. This is really a team, Charles, that should be in top form.
I would agree absolutely with that. What coaches worry about, what organizations worry about, though, is overconfidence. They've been playing so well, and now they've had that extra time off. And we've seen teams come back off the open week and come out flat. So what a lot of good coaches do is they kind of game plan for that with their teams. On defense, they may blitz more in the beginning to get them going. On offense, they may go more up-tempo. Anything to get them out of that lethargy right at the beginning.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
But they certainly came out firing in this one, and while that one was incomplete, I can't imagine that'll be the last shot that they take in this game.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Play action. Now it's Allen. He's going to let it go again. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Extra point forthcoming. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he returns this to the 22.
The Patriots take over first and 10. And they're on the 22-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again. That's a really good gain right there. They pick up 5 yards halfway to a first down. The only problem now in the huddle, everyone's going to want to touch the football. Be a lot of chattering now because they've seen that they can move the line of scrimmage.
On second down now, Sears. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. That's now consecutive 5-yard carries to pick up the first down.
It's nice every now and then in this game not to see people overthink it. Just hand it to the old reliable guy. Let him pick up the first down.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They run the counter. Sears. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, second and 10. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
I don't care what game it is. Everyone's always looking for an early advantage, an early break, and they almost had one there. That should have been an interception. Nice catch. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds.
And offensively lucky to have that one back. He'll get this to his tight end. It's Jonnu Smith.
And he will have a Patriots first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
2 first downs have him up near midfield now on first and 10. Harris running straight ahead. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a second and 9. 7-7, our score after 1. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. The Linebackers are going to throw 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down. And there they bring pressure from the inside, and they get home.
Yeah, hard to block everyone, isn't it? And on this play, someone did not get blocked. He's the one who got home.
On third down, here's Harris. And they'll bring him down right at midfield, and he is well short of the first down. A pretty good effort there, 9 yards, but not enough. We'll likely see the punt team now on fourth down. And the punter's on the sideline. Here's the field goal unit now to try an exceptionally long one. And, folks, this is a 67-yard attempt. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it. And this one winds up no good.
Well, this offense got to be loving this. After the long missed field goal, they'll take over on the other side of the 50. 1st and 10. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Hey, it's not the most spectacular play, but I think most teams would take that every single time for the first play of the drive. Begin the series with positive yardage and set yourself up for a very manageable 2nd down.
2nd down at 5.
To throw, it's Allen. And he completes it to Bellamy. And they move this all the way down to the 9. Give him 30 yards there.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big gain. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Josh Allen doing it himself from 9 yards out. And the Bills have moved out in front. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 14-7.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Take over 1st down 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now a give, running left is Harris. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 69 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
How many times do we say in this game is speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways. In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
Yeah, that's good for a gain of 6, and it's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 42-yard line.
They run the counter. Sears. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. His throw incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those 2 elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Throw left side complete. That's Smith. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 40. 12 yards there as they move the chains.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it.
Checking this down to Stevenson. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup if someone's trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
On second down, this is Harris. And not much running room. Down to the 32.
Not a big run, not an explosive run, but they've held the ball for plenty of plays on this drive. They're just trying to impose their will on the defense right now.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Harris. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
He was brought down by Tariq Carpenter. A gain of 7. First down, Patriots.
Back to throw now on first down. And that is incomplete. Wow, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. To throw. And his throw here's incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. And down inside the 15 he goes.
There's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting it before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the Patriots going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on 3rd down. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. So from one end zone all the way to the other. Talk about a turnaround.
And how about the excitement that that play generates for his team? Not just the points on the board, but the momentum and taking it from coast to coast, end zone to end zone. What a tremendous play. Now get that man an oxygen tank.
That's your boy Old Mo, you said momentum, right?
Old Mo, I think he's kind of limping across at the end because of that distance, but he made it.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores.
After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And he will find his big tight end over the middle. Now the Patriots will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now, just under 30 seconds to go in this first half.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're doing has been executed well.
And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up to throw. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. Von Miller has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
What the goal is to get back into this game. The offense is certainly moving in the wrong direction. This is certainly a case where one team needs big splash plays right now, but unfortunately, it's the other team that's getting them.
So we've reached halftime here at Orchard Park, with the Bills taking the lead into the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Patriots trailing here, but they will have the football first as the third quarter is underway.
Out of the end zone comes Johnson. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting more pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
But the passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be... So this will go only as incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Now back to throw.
Got a man. It's Tyquan Thornton.
And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That third down conversion good for 23.
Charles, to move the chains that time, they had to complete it into double coverage, and they got it done.
And it's never easy overcoming multiple defenders, but he sure made it look simple. Found the right spot to exploit and won his one-on.
Oh, what a juke into space. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 37-yard line. Again, he'll drop to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Jair Elam makes the pick. And the Bills are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line.
So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley.
And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
On play action, Allen. Over the middle, that's taken in by Bellamy. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That one good for 37 yards.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Allen. This is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Quick throw here by Allen, complete. So nothing doing there, and it's 2nd and goal.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. The left side caught by Diggs. Touchdown, Bills. Stephon Diggs with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Bills take a 3-touchdown lead.
Point after, right down the middle. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in the second half.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
The Patriots send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. And the punt goes out of bounds. Where will they put it? They'll put it just inside the 45-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
Open man there. That's Bellamy.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
A great job there, Charles, just to hold on, absorb that contact. I guess that's the risk you take, catching the ball toward the middle of the field.
It is, and if you're going to gain yardage, you're going to have to go there at some point. But how about the read, okay? The eyes of that play, stepping out from the middle of the field and really making a big hit. Did not get free, but boy, that's a tough area to go into when you're going into his spot.
Allen's throw is complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Operating from the red zone now. Allen. He's got Lewis.
And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it, and oftentimes
he will find Diggs in the end zone. Touchdown, Buffalo.
Stephon Diggs. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Bills will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll increase their lead to 28.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Johnson won't return this, and the football will come out to the 25.
The Pats at the line, ready to go.
Well, Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
They'll start the drive with Harris. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line.
101 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. They'll look to throw. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Von Miller dropping him for the 2nd straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down.
One thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had good success, 5 for 8 to this point. This will be 3rd and forever. He'll look to throw.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked up by Tariq Carpenter. And the Bills are going to take possession of the football.
Boy, sir.
On the clock now, it's the Atlanta Falcons. On the clock now, the Chicago Bears. On the clock now, the Los Angeles Rams. It's the Philadelphia Eagles now on the clock. With the next pick, the Miami Dolphins are on the clock. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. With the next pick, the Raiders are on the clock. The Denver Broncos are on the clock. The Houston Texans are now on the clock. It's the New England Patriots, now on the clock. The Dallas Cowboys are now on the clock. The Jaguars are on the clock now. Now we turn to the Eagles. They're on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. The Chiefs are on the clock. On the clock now, the New Orleans Saints. The Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Baltimore Ravens. With the next selection, it's the Washington Commanders. With the next selection, the Ravens are on the clock. The Philadelphia Eagles on the clock now. The Panthers are on the clock. With the next selection, it's the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Los Angeles Chargers now on the clock. The Los Angeles Rams are up. They're on the clock. On the clock now, the New England Patriots. It's the Buffalo Bills now on the clock. The New York Giants on the clock. With the next selection, the Falcons are on the clock. The Chicago Bears are now on the clock. It's the Bills now on the clock. It's now the San Francisco 49ers pick. They're up. On the clock now, it's the Miami Dolphins. Next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders now on the clock. It's the New Orleans Saints now on the clock. The Carolina Panthers now on the clock. It's the Carolina Panthers now on the clock. It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock. It's the Cowboys, now on the clock. Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. It's the Dallas Cowboys, now on the clock. The Green Bay Packers are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Kansas City Chiefs. With the next selection, the Carolina Panthers on the clock. With the next selection, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. The Arizona Cardinals are now on the clock. On the clock now, the Seattle Seahawks. The Baltimore Ravens are on the clock now. And now, on the clock, it's the Arizona Cardinals. The Seattle Seahawks are now on the clock. With the next selection, the Lions are on the clock. Now on the clock, the Los Angeles Chargers. The Los Angeles Rams now on the clock. The Washington Commanders are now on the clock. Next up, it's the Packers on the clock. The New York Giants are now on the clock. It's the Atlanta Falcons now on the clock. The Chicago Bears are on the clock now. Now on the clock, the Rams. The 49ers on the clock now. Next up, the Indianapolis Colts are on the clock. It's the Bucks now on the clock. Next up, it's the Seahawks on the clock. Now on the clock, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. Next up, it's the Broncos on the clock. The Cleveland Browns are now on the clock. The Cardinals on the clock now. It's now the Vikings' turn on the clock. The New Orleans Saints are now on the clock. It's now the Arizona Cardinals selection. They're on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Green Bay Packers. The Kansas City Chiefs, now on the clock. With the next selection, the Saints are on the clock. Next up, the Cincinnati Bengals are on the clock. On the clock now, the Houston Texans. It's now the Indianapolis Colts selection. The Colts, now on the clock. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are on the clock. Up next, the Philadelphia Eagles are on the clock. It's the Philadelphia Eagles, now on the clock. The Chargers are up now. They're on the clock. The New York Jets are now on the clock. The Detroit Lions now on the clock. On the clock now, the Buffalo Bills. And now on the clock, it's the 49ers. The Atlanta Falcons are now on the clock. It's the Bears now on the clock. The San Francisco 49ers are now on the clock. The Indianapolis Colts are now on the clock. Now the Seattle Seahawks are on the clock. The Las Vegas Raiders are on the clock. Now on the clock, the Texans. The New England Patriots are now on the clock. And now on the clock, the Minnesota Vikings. With the next pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars are on the clock. On the clock now, the Dallas Cowboys. The Green Bay Packers are on the clock. With the next pick, the Kansas City Chiefs are now on the clock. On the clock now, the New Orleans Saints. The Houston Texans are now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Washington Commanders. The Baltimore Ravens now on the clock. The Panthers are on the clock. It's the Steelers now on the clock. On the clock now, it's the Los Angeles Chargers. Next up, the Jets are on the clock. On the clock now, the Detroit Lions. The Buffalo Bills are now on the clock. Now on the clock, the Giants. On the clock now, it's the Atlanta Falcons.